Hello, in this video I would like to show you how to sew two body parts together. In this little example we have a tiny little head and a body. The body is open and it's already stuffed a little bit, but there is still a little bit of room at the top. This is not a problem. I will show you how to fill this gap at the end. Also with the body we have a long sewing tail that we're going to use to stitch it to the body. What you also need is a sewing needle. Some people like ones that are slightly bent. That makes it easier, but I'm fine with the straight one. And you will also need pins. I like these with colored heads. It makes it easier to work with. All right, so the first thing we do is we need to mark where on the body, where on the head the body is going to fit. Now in this example, I want to work it like this, but we could put it this way, but that would just make it too easy. Most of the time it's not that easy, so I'm going to show you slightly hard when it's a little bit harder. Okay, so we want to make sure it's nice and center from all sides. Now we are going to mark where the stitches need to go on the head. So I'm going to take pins and I'm going to start marking spaces where I know that I'm going to sew into. Now when we're sewing, we're stitching into the spaces between stitches, like here, and so those are the ones I'm marking already. All right, now in the beginning it's easy to get lost, so what I would recommend in that case is that you mark each and every space that you're going to use for sewing, just to make sure that everything is correct and you don't accidentally start making things skew as you work along. So to do that, you have to make sure that you mark the same amount of stitches on the head that you have on the body in the final row. So this row we have 12 stitches. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. So we are going to have to make sure that we have pins in 12 spaces. All right, so now we have 12 pins for the 12 stitches in the body. The next step is to thread your yarn into your needle. And now we're ready to start. So we are going to start All right, at this point we are going, while there is still a gap, we are going to stop. We need a gap that's about the width of a finger. So then we are going to start tightening the stitches. We start with the first stitch. I like to use a crochet hook, and I'm just going to, oh wait, not the exact, the second one. And I'm going to pull it tight till I get a nice loop. And you're pulling on the side that's tightening this stitch, not the one next to it. And then we go to the next stitch and we pull the yarn so that our previous stitch gets tightened. Now what we're going to use this gap for is to stuff the body, that last little bit of stuffing we need to make sure that there is enough stiffening here to keep the head in place. The last thing you want is a floppy head. All right. And now we're ready to finish up. Now we need to tie off the yarn. Now I came out in the stitch, but if I tie it off here, it will be too visible. So I like to take the yarn to a place where I know that I can hide it, the knot, because it's sometimes a little bit more visible. So here should be good. I like to make 2 knots just to make sure that it's really secure. This is important, especially if you're making toys for children, because they like to play a little rougher with things, and you don't want your head to come off. All right, and then the last thing is just to hide the tail away. I like to whip it through the body a couple of times just to make sure that it's nice and secure. So when you're whipping it through the body, always make sure that you go back into the same stitch so that if you pull the yarn away, it gets completely sucked into the body and it's hidden. So as you can see, the stitches are nicely hidden. You don't really see them. And this gives you a nice join between the head and the body.